There was a strange message that Sergeant Tim Bradford received. Someone would like for him to be aware of a website that is located on the dark web. People were able to connect with assassins through the website. It was the individual who discovered the website who wanted Tim to be aware of about it. It was simply that they did not want him to be aware of who they were or to allow Tim to hear their true voice. In their message, they stated that this was the only act of kindness they would ever perform in their whole lives. In order to pursue the lead, Tim wanted to. He made a call to the FBI. One of them was Laura. Their most prominent profiler was she. Tim was also assisted by Nolan in this endeavor. It was expected that Nolan would be present at the meeting regarding Detective Nyla Harper. She requested that law enforcement officers come and address the need for reform, but no one showed up. Tim and Nolan were away on a case at the time. It was necessary for Anegla to join them. In the end, Selena and Lucy were successful in locating a case of their own. Miles, the newcomer to the team, was the only person who could be of assistance to Harper. Miles had some recommendations. He was of the opinion that the instructional movies that were being shown at the academy ought to be updated. He was set on that by Tim, and Miles was not wrong about that. Those training films displayed items that were not only out of date, but also obsolete. That was a risky situation. The videos that Officer Rich Rowley created are so old that the person who appeared in them has passed away at this point. In order for the city to be able to claim that they were trained in the event that they are later sued, they show them to rookie soldiers. There is no if. When is it? Other methods of training cops are available to the city? They are reliant on the cops who are trained. Additionally, Nolan had demonstrated that this was not always trustworthy. It had been a few weeks since he had a rookie who was going to become a genuine cop, and he had not had any training at all. In all honesty, he ought to have stopped participating in the program. It was nearly time for the rookie's original training officer to start his retirement. Even if it was his last day on the job, he did not want it to be a failure. For the sole purpose of avoiding any inconvenience, he was going to let a novice driver, who had not yet had any training, out on the street. It was possible for him to kill people. He came very close to killing Nolan. As a result, law enforcement officers are battling for change, and Miles was one of them. Tim was away pursuing the assassin who had fled the location. They were able to identify one of the assassins and had earlier attempted to apprehend him when they discovered him dead in his apartment. There was someone tidying up the business. The assassins were passing away. They were being pursued and slain by the authorities. The only persons who were spared from death were those who were the targets of someone's desire to take their own life. During the time that Selena and Lucy were assisting Taylor, the police were dealing with that situation. Outside of Heather Marie's office, they came face to face with Taylor. Heather was a podcaster who discussed the murder of Selena's sister on the episode that she was producing. How a law enforcement officer was responsible for her death. Selena sought justice by becoming a police officer herself, and the fact that the mystery was finally unraveled after nearly 20 years of investigation. It was a narrative that kept you waiting. Selena simply did not want a podcaster to be the one to tell it. She gave Heather a reprimand. She disrupted the podcaster's discussion with her mother, and it was at that moment that she got into a conversation with Taylor. The whereabouts of Taylor's sister were unknown. She went by the name Aria. She was carrying a child. She was supposed to be here the week prior, but she has not been seen for the past 2 weeks. After being unable to get in touch with Aria, Taylor became concerned about the situation. She filed a missing person report. Due to the fact that her sister was an adult, the police did not pursue the case. Then Taylor resorted to Heather with the hopes of getting Aria to be featured in the media. It wasn't until the cops got involved that Heather started refusing to accept her. When the podcaster learned that Selena was now assisting Taylor, the story became more compelling as a result of this information. The police were the only ones who told Taylor that an intrusion from the media could be more detrimental than beneficial at this point in the inquiry. It was also not helpful that Taylor had not disclosed all of the information to them. Due to the fact that she skipped a grade, her sister Aria was regarded as a genius. She was subjected to a great deal of pressure from their parents, and when she became pregnant, they were extremely angry. In their opinion, she should not have kept it. Only 21 years old, Aria was. She was still attending classes. She was told by her family that she was destroying her life, but she didn't care about it. All of the pressure was something that Aria detested. A guy who was not liked by her parents was the one she dated. It was her intention to forego attending graduate school. Additionally, she had a social media account that was kept a secret from everyone but her close friends. Aria had the desire to break free, and she believed that having a child would be of assistance. It was discovered by the police that she had communicated with a woman who asserted that she assisted pregnant women in regaining their footing. This woman was only encountered by law enforcement. It felt as though she was off. In addition to that, she lied about having a baby when she was in the house. They reached out for assistance. The sounds that they heard came from inside the building while they were waiting for a warrant. Selena broke into the house while Lucy was engaged in creating a distraction. The basement was the source of the sounds that she heard. It was just as she was ready to descend to that level when the insane woman appeared from behind her. On the way down the steps, she shoved Selena. She put the door behind her. Aria's baby was with her at the time, and she was growing increasingly unstable. Aria gave birth to her child. It was a young lady. Aria was being kept alive by the mad woman who had stolen the baby and was keeping her alive so that she could have a full supply of breast milk. In her opinion, the formula had an excessive amount of chemicals. Lucy came inside the house after Selena had been knocked out after the fight. There was a backup for them. They had the location completely encircled. Given that she had nowhere else to go, the woman would have been more likely to kill the baby than to give her up. Thankfully, Lucy was there to take care of her. The baby was saved from harm. Caesar came to Aria's rescue. We were able to reunite mother and child. They were sent to the medical facility. The call came from her family. They were filled to the brim with regret. Selena was able to persuade Taylor that Aria needed her sister more than ever before, despite the fact that Taylor did not believe that Aria would want to see her. Truth be told, it was accurate. That she did not bring up the past was something that Aria was so happy to see Taylor about. As a result of all that happened, Lucy came to the realization that true crime podcasts frequently neglect about the victim. What they did with Selena's sister is an example of this. What Heather attempted to do with Aria was exactly this. Selena came to Lucy's defense just as she was going through the process of punishing herself for enjoying them so much. It was her view that actual crime frequently sheds light on unsolved situations. Getting people to think about things again? Sometimes it even results in the cases being reopened. They could find a place to call home. As a matter of fact, Selena had no desire to take part in it. Alternatively, Heather Marie may make money off of Blanca's story. Malvado was revealed to be the individual who was searching for the assassins. Nolan was concerned that Malvado might talk if he was detained. However, he did not need to be concerned about this because Malvado was finally killed by Angela when he attempted to reach for his gun while he was being apprehended. Now, the assassin had passed away. The threat that he posed to Bailey and Nolan had been eliminated. The website was also maintained by the federal government. The hitmen were taken into custody, and now the individuals who are attempting to employ hitmen will also be taken into custody before they are able to cause harm to their intended victim. Miles offered to create all of the brand new instructional films. In addition to that, he was successful in convincing Tim to star in them. He did so in exchange for Miles's assistance in defeating the Los Angeles Police Department's flag football team, and Nolan took great pleasure in defeating his wife in battle.